Revel in this coming slaughter!
How's it going, guys? My name is Jackie Fish and welcome to Total War Warhammer 3. Today we are diving in once again and taking a look at some of the more information we've received due to the embargoes dropping. These embargoes will gradually, as they kind of drop, we'll get more and more information about all of this stuff, and I'm sure there will be a multiplayer campaign reveal. And I say that because today we are going to head and talk about the brand new announcement that there is going to be 8-player multiplayer campaigns in Total War Warhammer 3. Let that sink in whilst I go ahead and let you guys know that I do actually have a pre-order link down below in the description for Total War Warhammer 3. If you're thinking about getting the game, then obviously check out my link. It's done directly through Creative Assembly, so they get a larger chunk of your purchase, and so do I. So I really appreciate anybody who does use that link, and you just get given a Steam key you can redeem right away. So it's like 1 or 2 extra steps, and it's a big help to the channel, and also obviously Creative Assembly get a bit more of your purchase. Obviously do your due diligence before pre-ordering any game, and you can obviously use this link after launch as well as you know more and more about the game. So yes, we are getting an 8-player, not 2, not 3, not 4, not even 5, 6 or 7. We are getting an 8-player multiplayer campaign in Total War Warhammer 3. That is absolutely crazy. People have been begging for this feature to be added into the game, and I am so excited that it has finally been added. And you may think, Jackie, 8 players, that sounds like absolute mayhem. That is just crazy. People are going to be clicking. It's going to take forever for the turns to complete, and it definitely could do, you know, it definitely could be something like that. However, I would assume, again, I can't go into huge details because the embargoes haven't dropped for that quite yet. We've just got the information that we are getting an 8-player campaign in Total War Warhammer 3. But you could definitely, assume that the turn times and stuff like that have all been looked at. I think Civ 6, Civ 5 is a great example of a complicated, in-depth strategy game where massive multiplayers do go down. Giving the people the ability to do stuff all at the same time is, something that will cut down them turn times massively, and we don't know if that is going to be in the 8-player multiplayer campaign, but it's definitely a possibility. On top of that, we already have that system back in Shogun 2 where you couldn't actually move soldiers in Shogun 2. However, you could still do all of your buildings. You could go ahead and do your technology. I don't think you could do diplomacy, but you could do basically everything else besides move your armies and diplomacy during your opponent's turns. So that could definitely be a system that has been reintroduced for this, or it could again go down that Civ route where it is just everybody doing everything at the same time. I would assume battles as well will be very similar to how they have been in other Total War games. Again, if you don't know, if you play a multiplayer campaign, I believe Three Kingdoms actually did this really specifically, where there wasn't any teams at the beginning of the campaign. It was just, you're in the campaign, there's no alliances, there's no teams, you go ahead and craft your own destiny. I believe Total War Rome 2 did it a little bit, but it was still, you had options. But yeah, how battles would work, again, you might think, Jackie, am I going to have to sit there and wait for my opponents to finish their battles? Well, how Three Kingdoms did it, how Rome 2 did it, is when you dive into a battle, before the battle starts, you pick sides. I believe Three Kingdoms and Rome 2 did it. If you have an alliance, then you would support them in the battle, and if you don't have an alliance, you could choose the AI, so you could play against them as the AI stacks attacking them. And this was always one of the greatest features, because honestly, let's all be true here, the worst part of a Total War game is the battle AI. It's definitely improved as the iterations of Total War has gone on, but it can never replicate a human, and I don't think anyone expects it to. So having a multiplayer campaign where people can jump in is awesome, and you can just gift people soldiers. So for example, I can just gift, if say for example we're playing a mega 8-player campaign, I can go ahead and gift 3 people units on my side, and then the AI, but on the other side, they can go ahead and sort out the AI's army. So 4 people can play as that, and you can just have this huge clash of armies going at it. Or you can probably just spectate as well. I'm sure there'll be plenty of opportunities. So another question you guys might have is like, surely this is going to take forever to complete. Again, we've already kind of touched on this during battles. If all 8 players are constantly fighting battles, then that's just going to be crazy long. We're going to be, we're going to take us forever to get through a turn. Well, again, a lot of the time when you're playing a multiplayer campaign, you're not playing it with a complete stranger. You're not playing it with someone you've never met before. Normally, you've either met them on Discord and you've had a bit of a conversation about setting this up, or it's one of your friends, or something along them lines. So again, I don't think you want to look at these multiplayer campaigns as a complete, like, abstract thing. You're just going to dive in with a bunch of randoms, which you can totally do. But I think a lot of the time you are going to set yourself rules before going into the lobby. Like, unless you're in a battle where you've got high casualties and a Pyrrhic victory, you're not allowed to fight that engagement. Or unless this battle is so important that you just can't take casualties, you can't fight it. I think creating them rules will be very, very interesting, and a great way of speeding up these campaigns. Because again, you're 8 players, depending on whether or not everybody's going at the same time, or if it's like the Shogun 2 one where you do have to end your turn, and then they can move their armies, and then they can move their armies, and then they end their turn, and then they move their armies, for example, and kind of do all the minor stuff. And then fight the battles. We'll have to see when we get more information about 8-player campaigns. But I mean, just honestly, the possibilities for this are endless. I believe as well, they have also announced that there are going to be 3 different campaigns in the game. So we are getting these specific ones designed for multiplayer as well. I believe there's going to be a 3-player one, along with 2 8-player ones, which again is great. Hopefully later on down the line as well, we get these more specific tailored 4-player kind of death matches and other interesting things. It's going to be so exciting actually having these kind of more in-depth multiplayer campaigns. And I think it's going to make people want to play them. If there's like a specific story being driven, it's great. And Warhammer 3 does such a good job at that, because it is good versus evil. This is the climax. You could have 4 players playing the Chaos Gods and 4 players playing, 2 on Kislev, 2 on Grand Cathay. That could be epic. And then there's obviously all the other things as well. We recently got a announcement on today's embargo about the new Demon Prince, where you can basically customize him. I actually have a video on that. If you want to check it out, I'll link it in the top right, or put it in the comments down below, where you can basically completely customize your own Demon Prince from head to toe. It is epic. And stuff like that will be so much fun, especially later on down the line as well when we get mods. Imagine all 8 players having their own custom lord. They've modded in the Demon Prince style, customized your own Demon Prince, and they've modded it so everyone can create their own legendary lords. Stuff like that would be epic. It really, really would. And this just has so much potential. I really hope people use this, because this is a feature that I would love to see developed even more. Give us more interesting kind of mini campaigns that people can just dive down. I believe a lot of these campaigns are specifically designed to be played, in a couple days. It's not going to be something that you're going to be, dedicating hundreds of hours to. You're going to kind of sit down, you're going to play through your campaign with, your own kind of custom rule set of auto-resolving certain battles. And then you're going to have a winner after 100 or so turns. And I think that is exactly how they should be designed. I think there definitely should be a mode later on where it is just like, you guys go at it, and if it takes 200 turns, go for it, have fun. Because I think multiplayer campaigns are there for you to play with your friends. A story that you're going to create, and you're going to have these epic scenarios. And I'm just so happy, and I can't wait to go ahead and show you guys more, and also be able to talk about a lot more and show you guys exactly how it works. So if that is something that is interesting to you, then make sure you go ahead and hit the like button down below, drop a comment, and obviously subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys in the next one.